Hello, my name is Dana Salter and I'm the Associate Director of the Alonzo A. Krim Center for Urban Educational Excellence here in the College of Education and Human Development at Georgia State University in Atlanta, Georgia. We're excited to have you here tonight to showcase and present the work of RestoreHer US. Founded by Pam Nguyen, whom you're going to meet in a few seconds. We've been honored and excited to partner and collaborate with this organization for over a year. And over the summer, we had the rich opportunity of working with them on a COVID-19 project. This project and the work of RestoreHer focuses on directly impacted women and how these women can be leaders, also create a database of resources related to COVID-19 so that as directly impacted women are coming out of prison, they know where to find resources. COVID-19 has shaken the trees and we see all how we're interconnected, which is actually the theme of the conference. And so it makes it very, very plain why we are partnering with them, why we're excited to debut the documentary, the database, the website, all the work that came out of this. And now I'm very excited to introduce to you Pam Nguyen, the founder of RestoreHer. Make sure you stay tuned because after the documentary, we're going to have a live panel conversation with the women that you met in the documentary, and you'll find out some more information about the conference, the work, and how you can get involved. Thank you and enjoy tonight.
I'm Pamela Nguyen, founder of RestoreHer US.America, a policy advocacy reentry organization based in Georgia, led by and for justice-involved women throughout the South that addresses the social determinants of criminalization and the social inequities of directly impacted women and incarcerated pregnant women. We enhance the lives of these women and partner with them in order to end mass incarceration of all women throughout the nation. We currently provide a comprehensive wellness, rehabilitation, and leadership program that we felt compelled to add a COVID component based on the overwhelming number of inquiries from women who were returning back into the community, as well as incarcerated women who had many questions and concerns during this unprecedented time. We decided to partner with Georgia State University Alonzo A. Krim Center based on their impeccable educational development and research for communities and families of the population of women that we serve. In collaboration with their expertise and the lived experience expertise of these ladies, we were able to create a survey that obtained real-time data of the actual issues and challenges that these women face. Based on that information obtained from the survey, we were able to create a database of resources to assist these women in solutions to their issues. And during that time, these women exposed themselves and opened themselves up to share with the world their issues, their struggles, and their concerns. And we have compiled those in this documentary that we're about to show you. I'm so excited for you all to see the powerful rawness of these women as they laid themselves on the line and expose themselves to all in seek of solutions, empathy, and resources to create a blueprint for the women that will follow behind them in their footsteps. And please, please stay with us after the documentary debut for a panel discussion with these incredible, amazing women. Please enjoy, and thank you for attending.
Better days are coming. I want you to know that better days are coming your way soon.
For me, the main question that I always ask, that I've never been able to get a true answer to, and I feel is the basis of all of the issues that we have with the criminal, I don't want to call it the justice system, but our criminal system.
is that when I ask the question, why do we incarcerate people? Is it to, one, warehouse them? Is it to two, punish them? Or is it three, to rehabilitate them? And when I ask the question, I get one of those answers. So there's not, so I feel like the issue is there's not standardization in our system, and everybody does everything for different reasons and what they feel and what they want.
It's like y'all want, you don't want me to do the crime and do the time. You want to destroy me. I ain't having it. COVID-19 has had a major impact on women inside and outside, really. I try to go back and forth to see who has the most challenges, and I can't. They're the same. They weigh the same. Women outside, we have a little more leeway in that we can, kind of do things for ourselves. The problem with the women on the outside is that our resources, one, were already limited, and now because of COVID, they've been reduced even more. So it's that hard space of finding the resources, figuring out the resources. And a lot of times what I tell most women, being incarcerated, you have to become innovative because there are a lot of things that you don't have and you just have to figure out how to do it without it. And so that's what women on the outside pretty much are facing.
The project that we're doing now is a comprehensive programming that originated as my Soros project. And the purpose was was to make women self-empowered, self-sufficient, and provide them with leadership skills. And then in the midst of us doing that program, COVID hit. We had new challenges now that we didn't have before because due to COVID and being quarantined, you're stuck inside. So one of the things I had to do was figure out how I was going to still facilitate things with these women. And we decided to do it virtually.
Yes. No, this is CoronaWare. Yes. Been rocking it for 3 months and counting. All right.
Hey.
When I hear the word directly impacted woman, that means that is a woman who has either endured trauma, who has been convicted and not necessarily been incarcerated, but has a conviction and is fighting collateral consequences to maintain her livelihood, and or a woman who has been incarcerated.
I was introduced to Pam over a year ago. My name is Dana. I work at Georgia State. And once I met Pam and saw her fire, not just because of her fiery red hair, but the fire in her to do this work, I said, I got to be a part. Isha, wave your hand, Isha, who also works with me at Georgia State, came on board this summer. We wanted to write a grant, work to support this work, and Pam said, of course, do the work, and then we can do the work. We got the grant, and here is the project. This project is about you all, directly impacted women, being leaders. You already are leaders, but leading around COVID-19 and the resources needed in your communities with the women that you know.
My name is Shalandra Taylor.
My name is Linda.
My name is Nicole Lynn Wiesen.
My name is Pamela Nguyen. I am the founder of RestoreHer US.America.
To me, the intention behind the COVID grant is to showcase the issues surrounding directly impacted women, especially those of color, as we are coming out of prison and trying to re-enter the world.
I believe that women have always, since as far as I can remember back and remembering stories from my grandmother, have been considered like a third citizen, and just not deemed important. And as critical as that is on the outside with free women who have not been ever involved in anything, it's like double, triple that for a woman who has been incarcerated or for a woman who is directly impacted.
We partnered with Georgia State University, Alonzo Creme Center, to basically gather data gather resources, get a database, everybody compile information, gather information for food banks, for jobs, employments, health centers, any type of resource that would help a woman transition out of prison to re-enter into society and be successful.
Every human is deserving of and has the right to basic resources that put them on a playing level field with everyone else. And we don't come out that way. We come in as marginalized. We come in as disproportionate. We come in as, being the closest to all the problems, but the furthest away from all of the solutions for lack of resources.
We came up with a survey that we were sending out to different people, trying to get them, they would answer the questions, and we would ask, what are your needs? How are you directly impacted? So we could get these numbers and advocate to legislation and to legislatures and try to get bills passed to help get resources and funding.
Everybody's situation, everybody's crime, everybody's motive for what they did is very different.
For just as impacted women, the price that we pay highly exceeds the crime and far exceeds the sentence.
I'm kind of in a shell, and I can't break out of the shell, not because I don't want to, but because of the restraints of being a felon, still being on probation, and still needing to get to the place where I need to be to actually be stable.
The art of shaming is horrific.
We're not forgiving of people. We're not thinking that, hey, maybe a person, we're not looking at the whole picture, and we have this society of incarcerated people and deeply impacted families and people.
It's almost like a civil death to even come out of prison and be on probation and still have all these stipulations put on you. It's like you're still being penalized, but civilly, you're still paying the debt.
Just because you have a felony charge doesn't make you that charge.
I did do the crime. However, I have done my time. And as well as speaking of special treatment, I don't want any. I just want to come out of the same starting gate.
We're not asking for special privileges. We're just asking not to be held back any further.
Shame for me is a very big and strong proponent in why we have so much recidivism.
Felony should not be forever.
So it's time for rehabilitation, and it's time to be restored.
We are all women. We are all in this together. We all need support.
I do this work for women that are just like me.
I do it for my son. I do it for myself. And I do it for the other women out there who don't have a voice or don't have the support that is needed because of whatever their situation is.
I do this work for the women who are incarcerated that I left behind. Those voiceless women, those powerless women, those women who were like myself that probably are in there that feel hopeless and helpless. This is who I do this work for. I'm a representation of them. I make sure I bring their presence and their voices in every room that I enter.
I want to be a part of a movement, or would like to be a part of a movement that supports a woman no matter if she has a PhD and works on Law Street, or if she's living in the street because of an unfortunate circumstance, because of a decision she made, or the fact that she was just raised by an unsupportive situation and this is all she knows.
The worst outcome, I guess, if we can't reach the women that need the help, It's not that we're not doing our part. Sometimes women are ashamed of their situation or ashamed to be shunned by the community. Sometimes they don't even want to put their situation out. And so that will keep them from getting the help that they need. And that's the worst outcome. We want everyone to be able to come forward and receive the help that we're offering.
Every time I tell my story, although it's very painful for me and it reminds me of a loss of my child, it's necessary that I tell it because people are not aware, they're not educated, and they won't know unless I tell my story. Whatever I endure, I hear the discrimination that I have to deal with. It's necessary for me to endure that and keep pushing because it gives me the knowledge and the compassion and the emotional support for the woman coming behind me to let her know what she's going to face and give her the compassion and the emotional support to be able to deal with it because I've already gone through it.
Whether you've been incarcerated or not, a lot of women are broken. You don't have to go to prison to be broken.
Yes, that's true.
Absolutely.
I broke coming home. The world is different. It's not the way it was when I left.
Mental health is serious, and even with COVID, people are, going through different things. They're depressed, and being inside and not being able to work sometimes and not know where the next meal is going to come from, how they're going to pay their bills, and just survival and basic things. And it's a lot, and the mental health plays a part in that. And there are resources, medical resources here in Atlanta. Grady has a behavioral health program. Mercy Care has a behavioral health program.
Despite all of those thousands of collateral consequences, you can make it through. You can be successful. You can restore yourself.
People care, and there's help out here. And there's an old adage: a closed mouth don't get fed. People won't know your situation unless you come forward and ask for help. And it's okay to ask for help.
My hope for this project is there would be a floodgate full of formerly incarcerated, justice involved women that are even more successful than I have been since my return home.
What I hope to come from this project is for us to gather as much information on resources on how to help women who are transitioning out to prison.
There aren't enough resources to help those women get on their feet, get a house, buy credit, be able to not have to sell their body or to pimp something out just to make a buck or to make sure that there's food on their table.
There's a need. It's crucial. It's crucial to help, lower recidivism, so people don't go back to prison. And if their backs are up against the wall, that they don't make the poor choices and decisions that led us to prison in the first place, that they don't go back to that dreary place.
We can reduce the number of women under correctional control, ending mass incarceration of women of color in the South, as well as pregnant women.
She now has an electronic monitor on her leg that is really affecting her physically. So I want you guys to listen to this, what I wrote while I was on the plane coming back. I was overjoyed, excited, elated as I walked before and beside my sister Anne-Marie Chambers as she exited the doors of the judicial system after serving 26 years. Still shackled. Is this justice? Was justice served? The chains around her ankle hurts. It's so tight, she can hardly walk a quarter mile. Foot swollen, her heart bleeds, my heart bleeds. As we all rejoice for her freedom,
Tell me, please, is Anne-Marie free? When my sister cried, I cried. She's been crying for 26 years. They opened the doors and set her free. But in reality, she's still not free. She still cries. I tried to dry her tears away, but I cannot. The tears are inside. 26 years. Now they want her to die. Free her. Free her. Restore her. US.America. Take a stand to end mass incarceration of women and girls. We want to live, don't want to die. Let Anne-Marie survive. This is what I wrote on the plane coming back. And today, she being with me, I still cry because when she's in pain,
we are creating a sisterhood with the cohort, and they're learning to depend upon one another. It creates a safe space for the women. It teaches them to look at one another like peer-to-peer support and see that, if she's doing it, then I can do it.
For the most part, I feel like the survey has gone, the whole project has gone well.
We've compiled lots of footage, videos with different people, lots of information. Those things have gone well with the project.
I came out of the state facilities of Department of Corrections, while the other women came out of the Bureau of Prisons and are federal. You've got two different systems that we can show work and are broken, because what the girls get out and the information out of the federal is not the same information we get out of the state, and vice versa.
The challenges with the project have been that a lot of the women lack the technical experience of doing the videos and uploading the videos and that type of thing. Many of them are apprehensive about really sharing their true feelings.
I think what we probably need work on is getting more participation from the participants with the conflict scheduling.
When life happens and some people have to drop out, it makes you feel bad because, you've bonded with these people, you've seen them every week, and you want to everybody to make it to the end,
Unfortunately, because we're all trying to get our lives together, it's just the ability to meet and have our stuff where it needs to be, because we are busy trying to get our lives together.
You just have to put your best foot forward and keep going, and make sure you remember the mission, the reason we're doing this.
And then I started building those relationships across the aisle, whether it was Democrats or Republicans, it didn't make a difference. Everybody knew somebody that had lupus, and if you didn't, you knew me. And my issue became your issue. So the question I say to you is, how do you make your issue the legislator's issue?
Everybody knows somebody who has gone to prison.
There are so many directly impacted women, families in our culture, that it should be a part of everything we do and what we talk about.
To tell our story, this grant or this project needed to happen.
I would tell any directly impacted women across the nation, go for it. If this is something that you're motivated by, you see, hey, that's something, hey, I could do that, go for it.
That they can do it, they put their minds to it. I want them to know the most important thing, that we're human. Yes, we've made mistakes, but we can be restored. And get with like-minded people, organizations that see your vision and see your intent, and then you can make an impact, and you can make a difference in your community.
Talk to people, get out there and meet people. That's the key. I know it's COVID and I know we're kind of all inside, but everybody's on social media. Shoot out that email. If you get that person's contact number, text them.
First, look and see if there are any directly impacted avenues, agencies, in their community. Ask whatever reentry agency that there is. Ask their community supervisor, whether it's parole or probation. Ask them. If they don't, then look up RestoreHer. Look us up, www.restoreher.us.
For any other justice-involved woman that would like to do what we're doing with this COVID project and create resources in their community and where they are, the first thing I would say to them is kudos and great. And I'm happy that we've motivated them to want to do that, because this is very necessary, because it's just not happening here in Georgia, but it's happening all across our nation. Women are the highest rate to be incarcerated, the fastest. Women have different needs than men. When we return home to all responsibilities. The kids are still there waiting. The bills are there. Everything is there waiting on us. I know it doesn't sound fair, but it is what it is. The men, they seem to kind of get a break from that, and for whatever reason, always seem to get the opportunity to get themselves together before they have to jump back into dealing with the kids and all of that type stuff.
I'm doing it.
It's not the same for women. We're looked at as the cornerstone. So we got to provide the roof. We got to provide the food. We got to nurture the kids. We got to do those things. So just for us doing it, it'll not ever be enough. It's going to take everybody, everywhere, to get involved and to do this and to build this resource, how to where it's efficient for anybody who jumps on, to get what they need.